Hey everybody, Jim Perry from Reach here. When I was 18 or 19 years old, I was running in a 10-kilometer race in Austin and clearly was the favorite to win that race. My times were far faster than the others who showed up that day. But I was probably a little bit overly confident because of that. And several miles, not even that, maybe a mile and a half into the race, we had been running through city streets, and ahead we took a left turn, and for the next mile I could see this long, gentle uphill slope, and I decided I'm going to end the race right now. I was with a small group of maybe 5 or 6 other guys, and I was going to end the race in that next mile, and I was going to kind of coast in and take my win. So I pushed for the next mile. Didn't turn around to look back to see how much time I had gained on them at all. I just knew I was going to put in a tremendous amount of work, and I was going to win the race that day. And I got to the top of that hill, and I quickly turned around to see where everyone else was, and there was no one there. I'd taken a wrong turn. Turns out after that left turn, in seeing that hill, we were only supposed to go 1 block and turn left and kind of head back in the direction where we came. I missed that mile marker. I missed that turn sign. It might not have even been there. I was lost, and I knew it, and I had a decision to make. I knew that I could have turned around and I could have gone back, but I was kind of upset that I put myself in that position, so I decided to keep running. And I really did get lost at that point. I went another couple miles and I turned left, and I thought, okay, I think that I'm about at this point just on the north side of Austin, so I've got to turn left again in order to head back toward the park. And I got really lost and ended up on dead-end streets, and eventually found my way kind of back to a main road and back to the park. And not only had I put in nearly 20 miles of running that day, but not only that, the race was over with, the award ceremony was over with, all of the visiting afterward was over with, and the race crew working at the race were just finishing packing up the last of the things in their trucks to go home for the day. We all have times in life when we get lost. Sometimes it's when we're driving. Kind of the standing joke in our family is, well, when I get lost and I'm driving, I tend to be stubborn and just keep going and say, yeah, I know about where I'm going to be. I know about where we're going. It'll all work out. And sometimes it does. But there's other times that I probably should just stop and ask for directions. That's a whole lot easier now with cell phones. I'd be in a world of hurt right now if I didn't have my GPS on my phone, because I'd be lost all the time. What do you do when you get lost? Not just physically, but I'm really talking about lost in school, or lost in a friendship, or lost in a relationship with a significant other, and you're not going in the direction that you want to, and you don't know what to do to fix that. Do we sometimes stop and gather ourselves and then decide, do I keep going forward? Do I turn around? And do I go back to where I came from, if that's even an option at that point? Do I turn left and right, and do I look for a shortcut to meet up where I was, or where I would have been had I gone in the right direction? These are all options, not just physically when we get lost, but those are all options when we get lost in life as well. Which option do you tend to take when you get lost? So if you're struggling in school, or you're struggling at work and you don't know what to do you keep just plowing forward? Do you stop, try to gather yourself, and ask someone else for assistance, or for directions, or for just a little bit of support, and have them watch you as you move along your way to make sure that you are heading in the right direction? And if you're not doing what you think is going to be effective, how can you add that skill, that technique into your life for when you're lost? It's not easy asking for directions. I was very humbled when I got lost in that race, and I saw several people out for walks and in their front yards after that. I could have asked them and said, hey, you know what, I'm running in a race and I'm lost. I would have felt like a fool. It's not easy asking for direction, especially when it comes to real life situations. What do you do when you're lost? Something to consider today. I wish you well. Talk to you soon.